What's going on, everybody? Cody from Motorcycle MD, and in this video I'm announcing that I have finally completed the VF750 Carburetor workshop. Okay, this is a video that is a step-by-step process, probably one of the largest videos I've done for a carburetor teardown next to the inline 4. It's all finished. It's ready for you, and that link is in the description below if you want to grab that. This is for the VF750 Magna. It doesn't really work too much on the VF500s or those style of interceptors, but the Magna Carbs, the V4 setup, very similar on a lot of them. There's some slight different quirks. In this video, I'm going to be highlighting one of the cool ways that I was able to just simply bench sync these 4 carburetors all together. No tools required, no weird science, just visually inspecting it and showing you guys how I do it with a simple Phillips head screwdriver. But if you want to really dive into these carburetors step by step, split them apart, replace the O-rings, clean everything, make sure it's perfect, that full teardown video is complete. And not only is it complete, but I have bundled it with the inline 4 carb product. So if you want to check that out, in the description below, it's a great way to support me and to clean your carbs like a professional would if he had them in his hands. I think you'll find it valuable and very useful to have if you're going through this style of carburetor. So enjoy the video. See you guys next time. Alright, so before we install our airbox plate, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a bench sync. Okay, this is syncing the carbs on the bench, getting it as close as we can. We'll see how close they are once we get them installed and up and running and we put some gauges on it. But this is going to do you pretty well as far as where the sync should be and where it's at. So obviously we're going to go off of our throttle plate, the one with the throttle cables that go to it. We'll sync all of them off of this one. Now all we're really doing is I'm going to take my idle. Okay, so you guys remember those transfer ports I was telling you about deep inside, okay, right where the plate is. So as soon as you lift those, you'll see the very first hole that you can see as the plate opens up, that very first hole. So what I want to do is I want to look down in here. Okay, this is going to be kind of hard to get on camera, but I think once you see yours, you'll understand exactly what you're doing. Okay, so as I lift this, if I turn this idle in, and I visually watch this throttle plate, I can see that first hole, and it almost mirrors itself onto the plate, almost like the hole has been developed onto the plate. It's got a little bit of an illusion. Okay, so as I turn this in and turn it back out, which this is just our main idle, I bent mine a little bit. This is just our main idle for everything. This controls all of them. And I turn this in, I can slowly see that first little hole start to reveal itself. Okay, the throttle butterfly itself is actually kind of mirroring it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to wind this down all the way until I see no hole at all. Okay, once I see no hole, I'm going to start to slowly turn this in until the little sliver of a hole is seen. Right now I can see it. Okay, it's just barely kind of popping in there. Okay, once I see that little sliver, now I'm going to move on to all my other ones. Okay, let's see where this one is. This one right now I can't see the hole at all. I can't see the little sliver like I can over here. On this back side, look how much I can see it on this one. Very open on this one right here. And pretty much the same with that one. So the sync's off, okay, which I would expect. So this adjustment's adjusting this one to this one, and these are adjusting themselves to each other as well as to match these ones over here. Okay, so these adjustments over here are syncopated for each other, as well as it's also bringing the bank to align with this bank by means of the throttle cable. Okay, so any adjustment I make on this far right one here is also bringing both of them kind of into spec. All right, if that makes sense. Even if I just confused you with that, you want all the holes to match. So you gotta do what you gotta do to get those holes to all line up. Alright? So I can barely see it on this one. I'm gonna open this one up until I can see it more. I mean, they're gonna go in or out. I can't tell you which way. That's not doing anything. So I'm gonna back this out and boom, there's the hole. Okay, now I can see it. It's pretty much matching what this one looks like. Even if you can't see mine, you'll see yours, I promise you. Give this a couple whacks, kind of seat this plate right here. I'm looking at it, I'm going to back this back out, maybe come back in with it so I can see that hole again. There it is. I can see it on that side pretty well, a little bit more. Cool, I like the way that looks compared to this one, and I'm basing them all off of this one, which means now I'm basing them off of these two. Alright, so let's go to this side. Same thing. So right now I can see the hole a lot on this one, and I can't really see it too well on this one anymore. So let's go ahead and take this, going out with it now right now. And if they're really dirty, it's kind of hard to see as well. Mine are just kind of dark in color. Alright, I can see that hole now. This one is open a little bit too much. Turn this one in a little bit. I'm happy with that. That's going to be pretty darn close, okay? There may be a smaller adjustment that I can make when I get the sink gauges all hooked up, but that's a bench sink right there. Don't kill yourself trying to make them all perfect. The closer you can get them all looking the same, the better it's going to be. It's going to be more in sync. Definitely well enough for it to run. You probably wouldn't even notice that it hasn't been synced, okay? So, that's it. Nothing crazy about that. And you can do that procedure with just about any set of carburetors, okay? If they're more than, more than one, obviously.